I'm your host, John Cavendish, and welcome to the Amazon Strategist Show, the show that's all strategy with no hacks, no silver bullets, and no magic pills, just real practical strategies to grow your Amazon business. If you did see the intro just then, it's the one with a really loud bang, which I thought we got rid of before, so that was insanely loud. Our guest today is amazing. She emigrated from Russia in 2015 with her 3 children. As a serial entrepreneur from the age of 17, she has created and solved multiple businesses where she developed e-commerce, SEO, and digital marketing to grow any online business. She's now really out there in the Amazon space with her own podcast and a really engaged Russian community, which she was just telling me about. I'd love to, I wish I could speak Russian, to be honest, because I love these niche communities because it's so much more connected, I feel, because it's like a real central place. Now she owns an agency called Ritz Momentum, which is your one-stop shop for all Amazon business services. She specializes especially in what I think is one of the most amazing and important parts of having a really strong Amazon business, which is the right product selection, sourcing, and differentiation. And today we're going to talk about that. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Izabella Ritz.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here. Yes, I was immigrating from Russia in 2015 with my 3 children. The 4th one is on the way. And everything you said is truth. I'm CEO of Ritz Momentum, where the main purpose of the agency is to create, validate, and make sure the product and make sure that every single product we develop is already beating the competitors when we're going on the market. So every single product that we created is already better than competitor with like hundreds or thousands of reviews on Amazon space.
Oh, I love that. And we were chatting just before, and I was saying that, like, if you get this right, it makes the rest of your Amazon business smooth. I mean, not always.
Correct.
We've run businesses for a while. You realize that there's always a problem, but smoother than it would be without that.
Correct.
So I'm also, an expat. I live away from the country I was born in. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your story of how you decided to. Where were you from in Russia, and why did you decide to move to the US?
I was born in Soviet Union, which is the country that does not exist anymore, and living in Soviet Union, then in Russian Federation. I was always seeing like that this country is not providing you a lot of opportunities, and growing business, launching businesses, selling businesses there, you had to find the tricky way how to do that all the time. So you could not be open in full, you could not be transparent in full, you could not do something very clear and clean step by step. You had to figure it out every single time. And you have some top, so you have a ceiling. You cannot go over like some numbers unless someone will start watching you. And like you, and you will get someone knocking into your door and asking, oh, like, what are you doing here? Like, what business and blah, blah, blah. Of course, schools, when like kids were going to schools in Moscow, it's always some pressure. It's always some type of disrespect. It's a lot of stuff that you really want to avoid. And I was thinking, okay, the moment I will turn 18 years old, I will start traveling. And because I opened and sold my business in between my 17 and 19 years old, the first one, I was able to start traveling. And I was so happy when I saw the world and how other people are living and I remember my first impression was when I went to Turkey. Like a lot of Russians are going to Turkey. And I was like, oh, damn, like the cell phones are actually so cheap. Like you can talk to people like nonstop and you don't have to pay. And I remember how we've been paying 35 cents per minute. And we had first, I believe, 3 seconds for free. So you've been calling like, hey, I'll call you back. Hey, I will be there in 2 minutes. Hey, and like this is how you've been making sentences and the whole conversation because it was expensive and it was not really affordable. So anyway, I finally started traveling to Europe, to Asia, to Latin America, and in 2013/14, I went to Spain, and I was living in Spain for several months. And I was already thinking that like Spain or Italy is where I want to go. And I was already with kids. And then I tried Thailand. And when we've been in Thailand, some of our very, very far away friends, they said, guys, it's so cool in the United States. You probably should check it out. And I was already in a position that like, I don't want to live in Russia. I don't want to do there anything. I sold my business and like back to 2015, 14, the last one. And I'm like, no, I definitely don't want to launch anything there again. I just want to leave the country. So we came back from Thailand when we made visas to United States and we left. That's it. And we came to US just with 2 luggages, with 3 kids. I was with my ex-husband that we separated later. And and we started from scratch here. I invested my first $5,000 after I lost 100 here. I was like, damn, I have lost 5K. What should I do? And I found Amazon as an opportunity. And I launched my first product. It was silicone wine glass. No validation, nothing. I remember back to the time it was the software Hello Profit. I'm not sure if they still exist. I didn't see them in the market, but they've been back to that time. And I just was lucky, and I got my return of 14K back pretty quickly. I was thinking that I was doing private label. It was not, because I even didn't put any logo on it, but I thought it's a private label. This is how I started. This is how I was figuring it out. This is how I believe that Amazon works, that Amazon is an opportunity. And then I was like kind of on a full speed of Amazon seller journey, when you're like launching, succeeding, losing, and failing, succeeding again. So that was a whole of launching and creating products till 2017, when we actually crossed our first 7 meals and 7-figure. And then we exited 3 of our brands in 2021.
Congratulations. That's an amazing journey. And
thank you.
I mean, there's so many questions I have about that. I know we could probably do a whole nother episode on a lot of those.
Every single
part of it. I'm super interested. What company did you start at 17 and sell at 18? How did you know you could even sell it?
I didn't know. I didn't know that it's possible to sell a company, and I can tell you, it's so much fun. At some point, I fell in love with an idea that I can literally sell the company and create the company, and in a year and a half sell the company by growing this company like to some like peak of sales. It was the business training center. This is how I started teaching people. I was working in one of the companies, like big companies in Russia. And my boss told me, listen, we need to create the trade show. I was like, what? He said, no, we have to create the trade show. I'm like, I have no idea how to do that. I never did it. I do not understand. I don't know, like, what is the step, how it looks like, and etc. etc. He said, well, go and find out. Maybe like nobody else can do it. And he's given me a month to prepare. And I was in shock. So can you imagine, 17 years old, schooling, like it was, I think, my first year of university, and I'm working during the day, I'm going to school at night. And I found the courses, 2 days masterclass. It was a seminar / masterclass / training, where they've been teaching us how to do the trade show. By going to this training, I found out that like we paid $350 for me for 2 days. I quickly calculated how much they're paying the guy who's making, how much the company is making. And I was like, you know what? I will do my trade show. I will see how it goes. And immediately after the trade show, that went well. So I created everything based on the instruction. Like, okay, now I have experience. I'm going to do that. So I created my seminar. I reached out some companies that can sell it and promote me because they had audience. And I was so confident in myself that I was teaching people from big, huge Russian companies how to do the trade show. I still don't think how they trusted me, whatever. They did. So I was teaching, and I got paid 350 a day. And it was 2 days seminar. I was like, it's not bad. But they're paying me 700, and I have 16 people here who paid in between 350 to 500 to be here. So if I will create the company like this, I will make more money, because to rent the place, to feed the people, and to pay to the trainer is like 20%, and you can keep for yourself 80%. And this is how I found out that this model works. So it took me like a couple of weeks till I created my company. Like, if you want people to sign up, you had to have some type of advertisement. And the simplest advertisement was email marketing. In Russia, like, internet was like, it's been like very, very slow. It's been just born, and like not everyone had the email, but some people did. So I ordered the spam email marketing, and I invested $100, and it worked. I got so many signups, and like, oh, that's so amazing. So it's actually simple and easy. So I started creating from this moment a lot of email marketing campaigns, a lot of training sessions, inviting different speakers, different trainers, and speaking by myself, training people by myself from time to time. But at some point I realized, like, I have a lot of operations, I still have a lot of expenses, and also at 17 you don't really know how to do it right, and I didn't have any mentors. And at some point I decided that, you know what, I want a car, but I cannot buy a car, I can't afford the car, I cannot just take a chunk of money and buy it, because it's never enough. And I'm like, okay, let me try to find the way. And I don't know, I just woke up in the morning, I'm like, let me try to sell what I have. And I found the website that was a broker, super brand new, because Russia didn't have these opportunities of buying, selling, and brokering. Of course, they do right now, and all these acquisitions, M&As, everything exists there now, but it was not there back to that time. And I just like, okay, I will post it. I posted this like free ad, and people started reaching out. And I started like my first sale point was $25,000, but the demand was so huge. So I raised to 35. People were calling me, I'm like, no, it's already 30. Sorry, it's already 35. I was like, make it like an auction. So at the end of the day, I sold it for $35,000, and I was extremely, extremely happy. So I bought a car, and I was like traveling, and like I was doing some other stuff. So it was my first 1 million rubles.
For your first million rubles.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's amazing. I love it. And I love what you shared there about hitting a marketing strategy before it was saturated. Spend $100 now on email marketing, you might get 0 responses or 1 response.
Yeah.
So circling that back to what's going on in the world right now, what do you think now is the thing you could put $100 into, or the new marketing strategy that's just on the edge that you still think you get any kind of results on? Because I feel that there's usually something, isn't there? Something at the fringe that not as many people are doing as everyone else. Do you think there's anything in the Amazon space like that right now?
In Amazon space, I don't think that something exists with $100. Definitely something exists with like a couple thousands if you're doing third-party selling. Because with third-party selling, you can always make money, and you have a couple ways you can do the deals as a third-party seller, or you can actually work with some distributors that will give you like the very good prices, and you will have your markup like 20 to 50%, or I don't know, maybe more. I'm not doing really third-party selling. I was doing last time, I think, with my kids a year ago, but most of the time it's like it's a private label. You can start like with a couple thousands on Amazon space with that. I don't believe in drop shipping on online arbitrage models, just because it's not the good way to go about it. It's a lot of problems, it's a lot of headaches, And on Amazon policies, it's clearly saying like, if you do drop shipping, you have to do it this way. And the way how it's described at your personal warehouse, your labels and everything else. And at this point, it's already not really the drop shipping. It's like third party selling again. So
no, I agree. And if anyone who's listening is interested in that, check out the episode with Chris from Clear the Shelf. Chris Grant. He knows everything OA, RA, and there's a cool episode he does earlier a couple of months ago on that.
Wonderful.
Cool. So product research and validation, which I think we haven't talked about before on the show because it's such a nuanced topic. So when somebody comes to you, do they usually come to you with an idea? They've got other products, they've got a niche, or do they come to you like totally green, I want to start selling on Amazon?
So a lot of people come in with the idea, and unfortunately, we're destroying their idea.
You're the crusher of dreams, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so we're pulling up the data, Helium-10, Data Dive, sometimes Smart Scout, Seller Tools extension that is on top of the Product Opportunity Explorer. We're pulling up all this data and we're saying, okay, look, where is your product at? Look at the numbers, look at your keyword opportunities. And the keyword opportunities, you can take a look in Data Dive. I don't know if you've been using it before, but Data Dive right now is like, it's showing you the whole picture where you can and cannot go with your product. So you can see a little green light, or you can see sometimes a little red light. And if it's a lot of red light, you definitely don't want to fight with those competitors. So for example, we've been launching recently, we've been helping to launch to our client the like dog supplements. And this niche is like saturated. You don't want to go there. But because he's in this business, I don't know, I don't want to lie, like 10 years or like a lot of years. And he's already multi-millionaire in this niche as well. He knew where he's going and he knew what to expect. So, and like we keep working, the launch was absolutely successful. We crushed it and everything we did actually converting. Thanks God. He's not coming to kill us. Yeah, but you don't want to go to this type of the niches and you're explaining your client like you have to expect XYZ, where, for example, if clients who never, or like future sellers that never experienced Amazon, they don't have a huge budget, means you have to play a very smart game. You have to think about how you're going to present and preach your brand. Like, what is your brand story? What is behind your product? Because right now, it's not the era of a lot of shitty stuff and cheap stuff. It's an era where people want to buy something that is valuable, something that will not be broken tomorrow. We're not so hungry for like different products. We're hungry for something good, cool, something innovative, something that nobody has. And we want to go on Amazon, search for something we want to buy and find it immediately. And when we're looking sometimes for the purchase rate, when we're using Seller Tools, again, like they're amazing with this formula. They're showing you like the purchase rate of the product based on this specific keyword might be 1%. And then you're trying to realize what is actually happening with this specific keyword, if it is an opportunity or is just the vague and broad keyword, and we have to narrow it and check it out what is going on, like if we dive deeper. So answering your question, yes, people are coming sometimes with their ideas, and we're digging deeper into their ideas, into the keywords to make sure their ideas will or will not gonna work. And if it's not, we're shifting them somewhere else to make sure they're not going to waste their money just because they think this idea might be great.
I love that. I mean, that's the definition of a guide, isn't it? Someone who actually helps people make the right decisions. And I like your example as well of the client who had the expertise, had the niche expertise, and is willing to go the mile when you tell them it's going to take this much money and this much time and this much effort for you to actually get there.
Yeah.
And We're not
Correct.
100% sure that it's going to be successful, but this is the best chance possible. Very, very cool. So what happens then? You've helped them identify this is the product. You've decided, okay, you've determined the metrics. This is how many units you're going to need to legitimately test it. This is maybe the ad budget. This is how you're not going to go bankrupt by doing this. What's the next step?
The next step, if the client deciding like, okay, now I want you guys to develop the product because I ran out of ideas and like I just want to launch something that will make me money. And here we're based on the client's budget because we have to make sure we're not creating the product that they will not be able to launch and succeed. And at the same time, we want to launch the product where if they have an additional, for example, budget, the product will give them better opportunity during their launch. For example, we love the products that are like over $50-$60 because you have a bigger room in profit. So you have more opportunities during the launch. You have more opportunities for your PPC. And by launching more expensive products, usually you're coming to profit much faster than when you're launching the small products. At least it's our experience. And most of the clients that are coming with a good budget, they are always saying like, yeah, find for me something in between $80 and $100 because you have a bigger profit. So you don't have to sell thousands to make like $10,000-$15,000 in profit for one product. You can just sell 300-400 units a month and you already have this profit in the pocket.
I agree on that as well, because the dollar makes a big difference if you're paying $5 a click, $3 a click, because it's going to be hugely expensive.
Yeah, as long as you have like 15-20% conversion on your listing and you have the good markup and you have a good custom of your product, and if all these proportions and all these factors works together and they've worked successfully, your product is going to succeed.
Cool. So how do you measure performance? How do you track and measure performance on a product?
So we are tracking usually the listing conversion. We are tracking the demand of the actual product. We're tracking the purchase rate on the market. And why we're tracking purchase rate on the market, as I mentioned just right now, is because when, for example, we have a demand of 20,000 searches a month, and the purchase rate might be just 1%, right? And if the purchase rate is just 1%, and means like people are not actually buying this product, and they're not buying this product because we found like the buyers are not actually the sellers are not offering something that buyers are looking for. And in this case, we have an opportunity to develop a product that people want to buy. And we saw already multiple times when we're launching the product and this product is standing up in top 3, the most clickable products and most buyable products on the market. And it's already like the purchase rate still like small, but our product is one out of 3 products that is taking the majority of the market on this page 1. So those things that we're tracking when we are launching the product and we're looking at the opportunity and we're developing our avatar, we're learning our avatar better, understanding what actually they want to buy and why they're not buying on Amazon right now, and what we should we create to make sure they are going to buy and purchase our product if we will launch it.
That's great. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. So you're saying that you have one of the top 3 most clickable products. So do you also work with them on the images and the listing creation? Because image and title is the majority of clicks.
Yes, again, if our clients are going to the packages where like I want the listing and EBC content and like something else, we want to do that. Sometimes people want to save some money, and here we also have like a lot of sad and unsuccessful stories where clients been coming to us, they've been asking us to develop the product. We developed the product, then they created the super bad, shitty listing and terrible copywriting, and everything is so bad, and they didn't launch it properly. So we have those stories, and we're explaining the stories to our clients right now by saying, like, listen, you can launch the product, but if you don't know how your listing's supposed to look like, if you don't understand anything about conversion, about the graphics, how your listing's supposed to speak from the main page, from the picture one to your client, then you don't know what you're ordering. And if you don't know what are you ordering from the freelancers on Fiverr or Upwork, then the results highly likely would be disappointed. So at this point, yeah, we love to do everything A to Z, from the product idea to the Amazon store, but sometimes people just don't have a budget, and then they're doing on their own.
Yeah, I get that. So if they have the budget and they work with you for all your services, what does the business owner actually need to do? What do they have to take that you can't take?
So one of our packages calls Amazon Hands-Free. So they can pretty much do nothing. We will work with the supplier. We will order sample. We will check out the sample. We will ask to redo the sample if it's necessary. We will do all this stuff for them. And we will also launch the product. So we'll create we will create labels, listings, and all this stuff. And we will launch it with the PPC. So they don't have to do anything. If they don't want to pay for all these services, then they have to do all these parts by themselves. And again, if they never did it before, we highly recommend at least learn it from somebody and then do it, or like learn it on a parallel at the same time while we're doing the product development. There are plenty of good experts that we're also referring them, like you can go and learn in these places. But yeah, if it's a good investor and they have enough of financials, we're happy to do everything A to Z, where they don't have to take care of anything. The product will be on Amazon, developed, great, and they will be asleep in calm and peace as long as here is no World War III happening.
Yeah, well, I really hope that's not happening.
It's not happening.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem to be happening. And I don't think they don't call it that until afterwards anyway. So we will see. But no, I love it. I think that's really, really cool. And it's nice to have somebody who's competent in the industry being able to provide that service, because there's plenty of competent people, but most people can focus on running their own products or don't have the organization required to be able to do all of these things simultaneously, because there's so many skill sets in running and launching an Amazon business. Isn't there? It's like herding cats of team members, of everyone doing who's an expert in these little things.
Correct. Yeah. And like when we're doing something in our team, we're not doing like ping pong. We're working as a team. So we know, like, okay, right now person in-house is working with the suppliers, and then designers are working with the copywriters, with the marketing specialist, and project manager is checking how everything, all the process works, and communicating with the clients. So it's like team is working together, teamwork, dreamwork.
I love that. And honestly, I acknowledge you for making that work, because the reason that Seller Candy exists is because when I run a full agency, it's so difficult to provide every one of those things lined up. Whereas with Seller Candy, we can deliver an amazing, raving fan experience to everyone, because we literally do, of your scope, we do this much.
Yeah.
Because, and that's how we've scaled to 70 people.
Nice. 70 is a lot.
70 is a lot, yeah. And then we need middle management and ops managers. And as we were discussing before, I'm not a people manager. You also not the one, you want to make the vision, not the day-to-day minutia. Yeah, same here. So we need good people.
Yeah.
We have good people. So anything else you want to share about your business before we move on to the amazing giveaway?
About our business, well, I think we're amazing. Not just because we're experts and professionals and the company been funded by Amazon sellers, which I think is one of the most valuable things that we can talk about. We care. We care about results, and I personally care a lot. Like one of the examples, we got a client 2 days ago who is redoing his brand, and I was talking to him at ASGTG, after HGTV, and he showed me his label, and I said, I think we could do your label better if you will let us do it. And he said, I actually want you to do that, but I need to stop my production because it's going to production tonight. And I was like, damn. But it's a challenge. And that was so important for me, and like on principle, to make sure this label will be better, because if the client stopped the actual production just to recreate the label that he was working on for 7 months, I'm like, you know what? We have to do something great. So we do care about results. And today, like this morning, we finalized the label, and I was so happy. And we won against the competitor 80-20 on our favor. We've been doing peak full. We ran so many polls, and I was like, yeah, it's a win. So it's a victory. We love to win. We love the high conversion products. We love high conversion listings. We love to see the results. And we love that every single product we're doing with how it's for ourselves. And we understand the value of money people putting into the opportunities, because everyone who is investing, they're hoping they will get something out of there. And given that Amazon and any other business is a risk, and a high risk, high potential, we have to make sure that we're performing on the top level, because even if it's risky, our risk will not be at 100%. We will reduce it at least by 7.
I love that. And yeah, it's true, isn't it? Any business is a risk, but by you working with an expert, you massively reduce that risk. If it's a 2 in 10 or 1 in 5 chance of success with 100,000, and you can spend 5,000 to make it 1 in 10, the risk return is insanely better. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Izabella.
Of course.
Are you ready to take part in the next section, which will be the giveaway?
Yep.
At the Amazon Strategy Show, we like to give back to our audience. So we ask every one of our guests if they're willing to put forward some prizes for our wheel. We don't have a name for the wheel yet. If you have any good names, let me know. So what Isabella has put forward is 3 amazing prizes from Ritz Memento. 1 being a listing surface analysis. 2 being a product idea validation, which is super awesome. And then 3 being 20% off a listing optimization. So thank you, Isabella, for putting those forward. Also, already on the wheel, we have $400 worth of reimbursements from one of our sponsors, us, Seller Candy. We have a Crew Me consultation with Don, 30-minute consultation on any topic. We have some amazing marketing giveaways from Amy, Amazing at Home, ARM Agency, Clear the Shelf. We've still got a copy from Chris Grant of that if you want to get into OARA. We've got a lot more things on here. Online Seller Solutions from Vanessa, Shan Fu, and Simply Works, and a load of other stuff. So we'll spin it. We'll see if you win one of Isabella's, get one of the product prizes, or if it's going to be someone else. So are you ready to spin, Isabella?
Yes, let's spin.
Let's bring it up, Vic. Bring up the wheel. All right, so Isabella, you have to say spin that wheel, and then the wheel will magically spin.
Okay. Spin that wheel. And I love Dawn. You just mentioned Dawn, and I love Vanessa. I was speaking at Dawn's event today. Seller Candy for $100.
Oh wow, cool! Someone won Seller Candy. So we will announce that winner at next week's episode, and you'll be introduced to the team at Seller Candy to claim that prize. So if you do want to enter this competition, there's a link below wherever you see this where you can enter and register, and that registers you ongoing for every wheel going forwards. I saw the Don's thing. Don's an amazing entrepreneur, isn't he? When you talk to him about what he's done in the past, it's incredible.
Don is amazing. I love Don. His attitude, his positivity. He's always happy. I never seen him sad or arguing. Like he's the most happy person I ever seen. Like when I saw him again like a week ago, he was running already home. I'm like, Don, say a big hi to your wife, because your eyes have a sparkle, like, and if man is so happy. And he said, I've been married for 41 years. I'm like, 41 years. I'm like, no way. Can you imagine the whole life with one person and you still feel in love? It's like, I have goosebumps. I don't know, like this is an amazing characteristic of the person. So yeah,
that's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing Don again at Prosper. Hopefully he can make it.
Yeah, he will.
Amazing dude. All right, do you want to do it again, Isabella?
Okay, spin the wheel. How many times I was spinning? 3?
35, I think. I'm gonna be sick of it by the end of it. Ooh, we'll spin one more time after this. We got one with the 4-tier group, how to prepare for your exit. So if you do have an Amazon business you've been selling, hopefully you win that one. So you can talk to them about the market, when you should be preparing, or what they think is coming. Because 2023 is going to be an interesting time to sell a business.
Yeah, it is.
Want to do one more time?
Yeah, one more time. Spin the wheel.
Imagine amazing music we could put on in post.
Amazing marketing.
Amazing marketing, free PPC audit consultation. Awesome. So whoever won that, congratulations, and we will announce the winners next week. So thank you so much. So we also have one question that we always ask everyone who comes on the Amazon Strategist Show, which is, what is one strategic element that you think most people are missing while selling on Amazon?
Numbers. A lot of times people are putting their emotions, their dreams, their desires, their I want this or I want that ahead of the numbers. So you have to do your numbers first. You have to validate with the numbers. You have to look into the data. You have to look into the numbers on Amazon, off Amazon. You have to do the analytics, and you don't have to hesitate to do that, even it's sometimes very complicated and overwhelming. If you don't want to do it by yourself, ask somebody, but do not be based on your personal opinion. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what John thinks. It matters what market think.
I love that. Thank you. That's a really good one. So last part of the show, we have the rapid fire questions, which are, as they say, rapid, extremely difficult, not so difficult. And there's 8 of them. Are you ready, Isabella, for the rapid fire questions?
Of course. Let's do it.
All right. Ready? 1. What is your favorite Amazon niche?
Let's say home and household.
If you could choose no pictures or no reviews, which would you pick?
No reviews.
Which Amazon marketplace is the next big opportunity?
Interesting. Definitely not Russia, for a fact. Honestly, if Amazon will be able to go to Russia, that will be a huge opportunity. But politically speaking, it will never happen. Amazon is already, maybe Africa, some places. I think like if it will be somewhere like locating to like Cape Town and all these places, that will be a good place probably.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Nah, but I love pineapples, not pizza with pineapples. So if pineapple or pizza, pineapple, yeah.
So name something appealing about working from home.
I actually have office, so I don't like to stay home a lot. And I love to have this like hybrid in between my home and in between office. So I'm going to office a couple times a week and I'm working from home a couple times a week, because for me I need to switch and I need to change the picture.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. Me too. Hybrid optionality.
Yeah.
So Google ads or Facebook ads?
Facebook ads.
Name something you'd hate to find swimming around in your bathtub.
I don't have a bathtub.
The big surprise is having the bathtub.
Yeah.
Why is there a bathtub? Okay, thank you, Isabella. Some really good answers there. So thank you so much for taking part in the rapid fire questions.
Yeah, thank you for the funny questions. I love it.
So if people want to contact you, follow you around the internet, around the world, where can they find you?
They just can use like the binoculars. Well, LinkedIn.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. LinkedIn, Izabella Ritz, our website, ritzarm.com. So you guys can go one on another source and always can like fill out the form or just ask me any questions on LinkedIn. I'm always open. And also my Instagram, armagency.com. Or Instagram Arm Agency. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And how do you practice? What's your Instagram? We'll put it up.
Arm Agency, ARM, like arm, and then agency. Yeah.
Cool. Armagency.com. All your arm needs.
Yeah.
So Isabella, it's been amazing to have you on the show. Thank you to all the audience that's tuned in, or either watch or listen to this. And that brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks, Isabella, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And hope you enjoyed the Amazon Strategy Show. If you enjoy our show, please do rate us, subscribe us, like us wherever you're watching us, and follow us around the internet. So until next time, I'm your host, John Cavendish. This has been Isabella, and thank you for being here.